Welcome to Beyond the Surface. With me, Debbie Anne Turnbull. Here we dive deeper than the obvious to explore what really keeps our families safe and our minds strong. After losing my only son Chris to drowning, I've dedicated my life to water safety education and helping others heal. With many years of training and personal experience, I'm here to help you navigate your challenges, because the most important truths are found beyond the surface. So today, I'm going to be interviewed by my friend Tom, and I've got my cat flying around the room as I'm speaking, but never mind, that's life. I decided that today would be a good day to talk about my new work and my new project, and also how I'm helping myself with my own mental health and other people. And so I'd like to introduce Tom, who is my avid podcast buddy and does all my filming and everything else and a lot more. He's an amazing man, and so welcome, Tom.
Thank you very much, Debbie. That's a very generous introduction. This is the second time I've done this, isn't it? I've been so the tables are turned once more, and I'm going to be asking you a series of questions about belief coding. So I suppose the first question is
the cat?
Hello, cats. There we go. That's okay. We're all right with the cats.
Oh no, it'll be all right.
Yeah. The first question is very, very simply, what is belief coding?
It's wow, it's amazing, it's flipping incredible, and it's been set up by a lovely lady by the name of Jessica Cunningham, and she has been working on this. She was on Dragon's Den, if maybe people remember, and she's worked on her own mental health struggles, very much like me. We've got really similar stories in that what we've been through as regards loss and mental health issues. And she's come up with this belief coding. Now, I've trained in many modalities and never really brought it forward, as Tom and I have discussed many times. And I've trained in EFT, I've trained in as an NLP master. I've done the emotion code and read hundreds of books. And this is a culmination of all of that and a lot more. But what Jess has done is she's gone one step further, and she's not only training people like us to be facilitators, advanced coaches, and even masters of the task, but she's taken it a lot further and now is in the medical journal in the UK and USA and working with an amazing scientist who actually tests the brain when we do the work. So there are electrodes placed on the head, and they've had remarkable results. And yeah, I can't wait to complete all this training. I go tomorrow to do the training to be able to work with children. And then I'm going on early December to complete the full training so that I'll be ready to bounce forward with it in January.
I suppose the next question I want to ask is, imagine I know absolutely nothing about this. Tell me, first of all, how this works, what it is, and what it's designed to help with.
Okay. From my perspective, this is no one else is not. Yes, it's not anyone's. This is where I see it coming from for me, and from the knowledge that I've got, and again, I don't want to be too techie on it. So the simplified way of saying it is that it can help anyone with anything to do with your beliefs. And that's the most simple way I can explain it. It creates new thought patterns and new when you start to think differently, new neural pathways, like I call it the spaghetti junction of the brain, start to form. And the more you do it, the better it becomes.
Yeah.
The more you learn, the more you want to learn, the more you actually shift mentally, but physically as well, which is what is happening to me. Now, I'm kind of um, a difficult one, I suppose, because I'm going through an awful lot at the moment. But every day, that it's still a roller coaster. But at the end of the day, every day, I seem to be able, and as I say, this is strictly from my perspective, it really is. But every day, at the end of the day, no matter what's happened, I get to a point where it's okay. Tomorrow's another day. That's today. That's gone. Let's face tomorrow head on. And for me to be able to do that, not all the time, not all the time, but for me to be able to do that, even in a small way, has kind of catapulted me forward to be ready to set up a mental and spiritual health project, Tom, that I have been wanting to do. I mean, you've known me on many years, and I've been starting and stopping and stopping and starting. Well, flipping at you, what's 26? Because I'm coming for you. And if I can help a small number of the people that I know I've helped with rats, then I'd like to think I can do maybe the same because I'm equally as passionate.
So if I was to sort of try and sum up what it is from as I understand it, it is I suppose a modality, a sort of a therapeutic process
Mhm.
of that helps people process and come to terms with and build new ways of viewing traumatic situations, challenging situations, any of these things that we've kind of developed ways of thinking around which are
Yeah,
not helpful or kind of sabotaging our lives. This is a way of coming at these kind of issues that is backed by good research, good science, and
usually.
good kind of uh, good solid practices. And it's from everything you've said, it seems like a really um, a really fruitful process to help people kind of come to terms with and understand themselves
It is.
in better ways.
Yeah, it is. And just me doing the training I'm doing at the minute, but seeing the people's faces when in transformation, when they actually shift, and you can see it. You can see it in their face. You can see it in their skin color. It's as though, have you ever seen someone just be so relieved with a big aha moment? And it's like, even yourself, Tom, I know you have. And it's the most incredible thing to see because people like myself have been carrying some of these, I call them, like a backpack on my back full of heavy
Yeah,
rocks, and they're all my pain rocks and my pain blocks. And to shed any part of that and then come out of it and think, why on earth
yeah.
didn't I or couldn't I think like this
Mm.
years ago and just let go? Because we're all put here to live and breathe and be happy. That is the thing. That's it. We're
Yeah,
here to be happy. We're not here to suffer.
no.
But what I also like about it is the element of woo and the spiritual side of it,
Mm.
which is not woo as you think, rubbish woo. It's amazing.
Yes.
It's because there's a lot more to this world, and we both know, Tom, we've had very deep discussions, and I don't even go where we've been in our chats. You know, people
Yes.
think, oh my heck, but there is one heck of a lot. But we of life, we only see, from my perspective, one small, minute
Mm.
particle of life.
Yes.
There is so much out there, and but I do feel that we evolve every day. Plants still grow
Mm.
every year. Animals running cycles. So why can we not have
Yeah.
a spiritual element of life, no matter whether it is religion or spirituality? It's
Mm.
all the same thing. It's still the same process, the same goal,
Yeah.
provided we don't become too embroiled with it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You know,
Absolutely.
you
Yeah.
go for a level that has to be a good level of your spirituality, and you don't enforce it on others, which I
I
think,
think that's the key, isn't it? Yeah.
yeah,
That's
so
the key. Yeah.
important.
Yeah. I mean, I think so. I really like the fact that it feels like it's a holistic process. It's taking in both kind of mind and body and soul, if you will. Um, but I think actually just, and this is something we've talked about lots, and I know that you've talked about with your other guests. I think the sort of um, if we look at this within the sort of wider context of kind of promoting and supporting good mental health in people and helping people navigate difficult and challenging situations that they're experiencing, and whether whether you have experienced earth-shattering trauma, or whether you are somebody who has experienced, by comparison, you might, if someone was looking at it, comparatively minor sort of
Yeah.
traumas and challenges. It doesn't matter on an individual level. Those things are still difficult and challenging. And I think, and funny enough, I was having this conversation with Una, my wife, the other day about this, particularly in the world of the bit of business owners, small business owners.
Mm.
We massively underestimate the mental health effect of running your own business. And I think there's a lot of people out there for whom we just accept that there's like a baseline of
Mm.
of poor mental health that we just sort of have to
Yeah.
put up with. But I think what I like about this is that it's a way to help. There's a lot of people out there that we're connected with who feel these challenges and would absolutely benefit from the kind of uh, the really accessible and really effective kind of ways to address and at least sort of come to terms with and sort of help with those sort of everyday mental health challenges. I think that kind of we experience.
And I think one of the biggest things, Tom, as well, is that it's fast. You know,
Yes.
I
Yeah.
mean, I've had various forms of counselling
Mm.
that you go again and again and
Mm.
again and again.
Yeah.
And I've seen shifts in people within um, minutes,
Yeah.
believe it or not.
Yeah.
And at first I kind of thought, now. But when you've seen it again and again in what I've been watching with my training, it's off the scale. It's absolutely off the scale. And it can go so deep as well, and so um profoundly deep. Um and memories come up that you never thought about for years. And they're the things that needs to be chopped and dealt with. And Jess has got the perfect way of doing it. And it's just, I love it. You know that, don't you?
Yeah.
Don't know
But
talking about it.
yeah, and I think it's that any tools that we can add into our sort of everyday lives that help us kind of um that help life be a bit easier, or integrating things. I mean, there's when I always think this is an interesting sort of it's an interesting element of the sort of the therapeutic process, is that we're very willing to accept that deep-seated changes can happen to us in an instant as a result of a traumatic incident, but we seem to be quite unwilling to accept that deep-seated change can happen very quickly from positive interactions. And
Mm.
so I think, I think certainly with the, and I personally experienced it myself with sort of some PTSD therapy I went through earlier this year. And I'd always made that assumption that it was going to be a very slow grinding process, that you'd sort of gently chip away at this very sort of big knotty problem that was sitting somewhere in your brain that was very difficult to define, and you sort of had to come at it with a kind of a view that this was going to be hours and hours and hours of your life given over to this. But actually it was a case of, it was very much a case of finding the right lever to pull. And it was literally, had the session, and then sort of then a week later realized, oh, I've not had any of those intrusive thoughts all week. When sort of I kind of got there, got a week later, I was like, wow, that was incredible. So fast change can happen, and I think
Yeah.
we sort of instinctively feel that it should be difficult, but it doesn't have to be, does it?
No. And I think too many people nowadays just accept the fact that, especially in business, the stress, the worry, the fear, it's all
Yeah.
about fear, and that's
Yes.
just part and part of the job. And
Yeah.
it really doesn't need to be, if we can do something like this, and then learn to practice it every day, or when we get those moments, we can self-facilitate that to make a difference in not our lives but other people's as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm so excited. I'm so
Yeah.
thrilled, and I'm really grateful, Tom. Thank you for that. Thank
Well,
you.
I've got one last, before we sort of wrap things up. I want to know, when can people work with you with this?
Oh, got that.
Yes. Yes.
Oh,
This sounds amazing, Debbie.
oh,
How?
okay. So how and when? Yeah, January, I'm going to be starting putting everything together.
Mm,
By then I will be able to work with, if your child is struggling at
mm,
school. There'll be a program for your child, a 6-week program that is just
mm,
beautiful. It's not therapy, it's
no.
it's talking, it's playing and learning, just opening up your child in the
Mm,
most beautiful way. You wouldn't believe it, honestly. It's just gorgeous. Um, I'll probably tomorrow, when I know I'll be sobbing with this training tomorrow, because because it'll touch my soul, because
mm,
I've seen so many problem children, being a
mm,
problem child myself, and certain things with my son as well. So I know it's going to really be deep. But yeah, so that is one program. The other program will be, I'll be able to do one-on-one work with,
mm,
I want to work with women who have had challenges, shall we say.
mm,
There'll be either one or two or three sessions,
mm,
or there'll be initially, and then there'll be an actual program.
mm.
I can do one-on-one, and that'll be six sessions.
Yeah.
And again, it's beautiful. And I'm just also moving into bigger office premises.
Mm,
So I'll be doing some other forms of work with groups, not necessarily this type of work, but
mm,
it'll be very
yeah.
related to it. So there'll be
Yeah.
things like Calm Club and a grief club, and it's all going to build into, I hope, a beautiful package for
Yeah.
women moving forward, online and in
Yeah.
person.
Well, you've actually got a, I know you've got a link to a sort of a wait list page, haven't you? So people, if they're interested,
Yeah, we can
if
do
people,
that.
yeah, if people are interested in sort of getting on for, because I know you were talking about some potentially offering up some take sort of sessions at a kind of a really great introductory rate. So I think people would be mad not to sort of get on the wait list and at least explore the opportunity with you. So yeah, I wanted to make sure we got that in.
I will. And yeah, it will appear linked to this podcast within 10 days or so. Just give me time. But I will be shouting anyway, and I'll be shouting when I come back from the training big time. So thank you, Tom. Thank you. Welcome to Beyond the Surface with me, Debbie Anne Turnbull. Here we dive deeper than the obvious to explore what really keeps our families safe and our minds strong. After losing my only son Chris to drowning, I've dedicated my life to water safety education and helping others heal. With many years of training and personal experience, I'm here to help you navigate your challenges, because the most important truths are found beyond the surface.